Karen, are you on?
Not yet.
Okay.
I see Paula. Hi, Paula. Karen, you look so nice.
So we are so excited to have the Karen Smith on the call. We have the Paula, but Karen's kind of an icon on our team. And she is going to fill us with so much information about selling products during your show and getting the most out of them with host coaching. And just her selling skills are amazing. So let me see if I can do this. And take it away, Karen.
Okay. I can't see anything. Like, I don't see any people. There you go. There you go. It just seems like I'm all by myself. There you go. I see people. All right.
It's not about us, Karen. It's about you.
What y'all say? It was what all me.
It's hard to hear you, Karen.
Okay, so I have my volume turned up. Can you hear me now?
Barely.
Barely?
You need to get closer to the microphone. Just get in there.
Oh, hey. How about some kissing? How about that? Let's see. Can y'all hear that? Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I have a few little notes, but I can't read them and talk this close to the screen. So I'm just going to wing it as I usually do anyway. So it's a pleasure being with all of y'all. My passion is selling. I love working with hosts, and I love being able to help them get all they can get from their shows. For me, a happy host means happy everybody. She's going to share with all of her friends all that she got, and you, of course, are going to be the most amazing person, and you're going to be the one that's going to help them get what they want as well. So I think it's always important that we always put our hosts and our guests first. If they're all happy, then we end up being happy. So I just think it's important. I don't ever want anyone go into a show and being stressed about sales, or they have to have this, or they have to have that. What you have to have is fun. You have to be excited, and you have to get all of your guests excited about what you have to offer. All right, so can y'all still hear me? Y'all can hear me okay? Is this good? All right, good. All right, so I think one thing that is very important, of course, is host coaching and having your host ready for her party. And I believe we're going to share something about host coaching at the end. So I won't really go into that, but the biggest thing is to be prepared. It's so funny how we all get so wrapped up in what recipe are we going to cook, you know, for that party or that month. You just got to keep it simple, guys. I do the same recipe all month long. I do a lot of parties. I need to keep it simple for me. I'm not getting any younger, so I can't think about multiple recipes. So I do the same thing over and over again. Maybe you only do, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 shows a month, then you can do the same recipe for several months in a row. It's not about the recipe, it's about your products. Okay? It's important that you have a recipe that's going to sell your products, and you got to have key products there. But just always remember that, you know, every recipe should include a rock crock or grill pan, a manual food processor, some inexpensive things as well that you're not going to spend a lot of time on, but at least people can see them. One of the latest, greatest tools we have, you know, whatever you have in your kit, depending on what you have. But I am a firm believer, if you don't have power tools, rock crocks, grill pans, you've got to get them at some point in time, because that is going to make your business. Okay. I learned from Belinda Ellsworth, one of the things that you should do when you go into your show is you should let everyone know kind of what your platform, what your purpose is. And so I think this is really important for me. My purpose has always been able to help people be able to have solutions in the kitchen. It is time for people to be back around the table with their families. They should not be going through drive-thrus and tossing the bag in the back seat of the car and enjoying a family meal that way. And that's what I tell people, you know, but most people grew up with cooking a dinner for their family being an hour plus in time every single night. And women work outside the home now, and they don't enjoy cooking a lot of times, nor do they have the time to cook. So I just tell them that my thoughts for them that day or that night is to be able to offer them quick solutions to get in and out of the kitchen in no time. while having their family back around the table. And I always ask if people are game for that, because if they are like invested in that and they want to see what that's all about, guess what? They're either going to buy those power tools or they're going to book a party with you to get them for free. And so that's kind of how I set up everything. And I give them power words like, you know, how would you like to be able to have a meatloaf on your table in 15 minutes rather than an hour? How would you like to have chicken fajitas in 10 to 12 minutes? You know, how would you like to have barbecue chicken sliders, real food, not in a box, you know, things grown in a field? You know, how would you like to have these type of things? And so you get them kind of connected, and then you tell them to come to the table. Now, how do you do a cooking show? That's completely up to you. You can do station style, you can do interactive, you can cook everything for them. But what I really like is to do completely interactive. I'm not into station style shows. I want everyone seeing the product firsthand. I want them to be able to see what people are doing. I don't want confusion amongst the crowd. So I learned early on that it's just better if we just kind of put our stations around the table and have people use the products. Real people need to use the products. They don't need to see me. I'm so-called a professional. So it's easy for me to use the product. So I need them seeing how easy it is. And then I just kind of let them experience what Pampered Chef can do for them. When you're selling your products, you need to paint a picture for them. You need to use the right word choices. You need to make them crave what it is, not what that product is, but what it can do for them in the kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few of those words in just a few minutes of like picking a grill pan or something like that. But I just think it's important that you do that. And let me just give you a helpful tip. If you're not using your products at home, you're probably not going to sell them. They can smell you coming if you do not know your products. They can tell it, they're going to know it, and they're not going to trust you, value what you have to say. So if you haven't used it and you don't have time to use it, and you need to be able to give them information. I mean, if it's adjustable measuring spoons, it's fine. But if it's like a rock crock or a grill pan or veggie spiralizer or something like that, then don't take it. Okay, you've got to earn that credibility with your people, and they have to know they can trust you. Okay, so a few years ago, everyone was using the grill pan. And I thought, there is no way I am going to take a grill pan to my shows. My people are not going to buy them. That was before the rock crock came out, I want to say, or right around that time. And I could sell a deep cover baker in no time. I could sell a deep cover baker with chicken. I could sell a deep cover baker with lava cake. It didn't matter. People wanted it. They were going off the shelves as quick as they could. And the thing that I discovered was that I needed to be using things in front of my people that I was actually using. I just kind of learned, like, the grill pan for me was a solution. So why wasn't I offering it to my people? I kind of realized I was hoarding that product and not giving them an opportunity to experience what I had experienced. So I decided that I was going to take that chance, that leap of faith, and use the grill pan, knowing that either they were going to buy it, they were going to book for it, or they were going to completely ignore it. And I would have used a lot of my selling time talking about a product they didn't want. But I just said I had to do it. That's a big ticket item, and it's going to sell very easily at your parties if you say the right things. And how many of you, raise your hand, those, I mean, I can only see a few of you, but raise your hand if you have the grill pan. All right. Are you using the grill pan at home? Okay. Isn't it the most wonderful product ever? Okay. So let me just tell you what happened to me. So I got some stats here. Because when Claire and I were talking about this, I was just trying to think about the grill pan. I just think it's a really powerful tool. So in 2014, I was not taking the grill pan with me at all to my shows. Okay. And I do a lot of parties, but I was not taking it at all. So I ran the stats. Now I can't even read my writing. So I sold dinner sets and about 7 grill pans and 7 presses. So sometimes people didn't buy the whole set. Okay, that's all I sold in 2014, just because people saw it, liked it. Maybe they said something about it, and I said, oh yeah, you should get it. Or maybe it was a special, I don't know. In 2015, I decided that I was going to start using the grill pan, and it was towards the end of the year. I mean, I was scared, guys. I didn't want to take that grill pan. But I said, I'm going to do it. I saw what everyone else was doing. Why wouldn't I do it? So in 2015, I sold 25 grill pans, 39 grill presses, and I sold 21 dinner sets. So let's think about this. That's a whole lot. $9,700 in sales in 2015. That's pretty good for something that I didn't know if it would sell or not. All right, so let's move forward to 2016. This is adding credibility, what I'm getting ready to teach you, okay? 2016, I did less shows than I did in 2015. I think it's important that you know that. So you don't think, oh, she did so many other shows, no wonder she sold more. I did less shows in 2016. I sold 65 grill pans, 71 presses, and 73 dinner sets. Do you know how much money that is in sales? $28,000.
That's awesome.
Some of you may not have even sold $28,000 last year. $28,000 in grill pans. This year, right now, I have sold almost $12,000 in grill pans and grill pan dinner sets, okay, in 4 months, all right? Why do I sell them? Because I'm passionate about it, and I firmly believe every household needs to have it, and my people believe me, okay? I use it all the time. So let's set it up. You ready? Let's set up the whole thing. So when I have people in there to do the grill pan, you know, you can label facts if you want to. And I can't see what time it is. So you tell me when I need to shut up. Okay. So you can label facts like, hey, and I'll get excited. So we'll be here like till tomorrow. You can label facts like, oh, this is, you know, hard anodized aluminum and has a lifetime guarantee. It's this, blah, 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 blah. And you can do that. What I want you to say is this. How many of you love to grill? How many of you grill? And how many of you have spouses that grill or significant others that grill? How many of you love to grill when it's hot, muggy and buggy? And how many of you love to grill in the snow? And most people some people will be like, yeah, they do it all. And I just tell them they're crazy. And then the rest of them are like, no, they don't. You know, and I'll say, how many times do you feel like grilling is just for when the weather's good? Well, then I tell them this grill pan, and I will hold it up and I will say, this grill pan has saved my marriage. And then I will say, every time I'd ask my husband to grill, it seemed like it was not the right time. You know, he wasn't ready for it. He, you know, had too much to do. The weather wasn't right, you know, and I just wanted him to grill because he gave me a night out of the kitchen. And then the one time we were ready to grill, we didn't have any propane. That's my life. So I was stuck cooking again. There are people who can relate to that story, believe it or not. I'm not the only crazy one. And so then I'll say, so let me introduce you to the grill pan. And let me tell you, ladies, what's going to happen with this grill pan. You're not going to be the one grilling in the kitchen. Your husband's going to be grilling the chicken. You're going to be able to grill chicken breast in 6 minutes. You're going to be able to do hamburgers in about 6 minutes. You're going to be able to do moist and tender pork chops, and they're not going to be chewy. You can do 8-minute New York strips, 16-minute filet mignons. And guess what? One of my ladies who doesn't even cook at all had a Pamper Chef party just for her husband to get all the products for him, was so proud and told me she used her grill pan. And you know what she cooked? Hot dogs. Hot dogs. And she's so excited. So this pan will inspire and empower you to cook in your kitchen, have dinner on the table, from quesadillas to fish to the best ham and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches, whatever you want to do, and all in your kitchen just in minutes. It's easy to clean. Let's try this. And I'll have them fix the chicken, and I will have them say, I'll tell them, I'll say, now listen for the sizzle. It's important that they hear the meat go on the pan, because they're like, oh my gosh, it does sizzle. Now, while all that's going on, I talk to them, of course, about the, you know, what the pan's made out of, and it's not Teflon, and how we want to heat it dry and things like that. And just saying, here are all the facts about something, you should get it. Let's go put something on the grill pan and move on. Or does it come to life? You know, you have to make your products come to life. They have to want it. You know, like a rock crock. I mean, I will joke and I'll say, oh my gosh, the rock crock is amazing because you can put it in the microwave, stovetop. We go through this whole thing. And then I'll tell them, I don't sell microwaves. If you don't want to cook in the microwave, you don't have to. Use your pot however you want to, but it goes everywhere with you. And then I'll even joke and I'll say, you know, it'll go to the bathroom with you, it'll go to bed with you, it'll go camping with you, it'll go everywhere with you. It'll never let you down. It's the most amazing thing. You know, you just have to kind of play with your products a little bit, and you have to use real words. So what I want you to do is when you're in your kitchen cooking something, and whether it's a cheese grater or a grill pan or something, and you're using it, I want you to think about what makes that product so good for you. Because if it's good for you, it's going to be good for somebody else. So like the cheese graters. I mean, I love our microplane coarse grater. People are crazy not to be buying block cheese. They're crazy if they keep buying shredded. And if you don't know why, it has cellulose in it. Cellulose equals sawdust. Will they die? No, they do not die. But do they want it? No, they should not want it. But a lot of people do not want to grate cheese because they had the Tower of Terror. You know what that is? The knuckle buster grater. No one could use it. It hurt. It was hard to clean. So just make it real. You know, someone asked me at one of my shows, what makes you a good salesperson? I was letting them ask me questions, and they knew I was real successful at Pampered Chef by selling. And I realized it's not that I'm a salesperson, but that I'm a real person. Your customers need to know that you're a real person. And, you know, if you're doing just Facebook parties, then use your products at home and know how you need to word it on Facebook to where people want to grab it. You know, you've got to have the right words. It's got to be that personal touch. So that's just really important. I love my products. I think Pampered Chef is the most amazing products ever. I just think that sometimes we miss it because we either don't feel comfortable with it, we get wrapped up in the recipe, or guess what? We assume no one's going to pay $226 for a grill pan dinner set. I never even talk about the set. Shame on me. I don't. But people will look at the book and say, hey, shouldn't I just get the set instead? It seems like it's a better deal. And I said, why? Of course, because I've already talked about the kitchen spritzer anyway. Why? Of course. So do your research. Know why they should use our microwave popcorn maker, because it has PFOA in all the microwave bags. And so that's carcinogens, which equals cancer. So, you know, do your research. Why should someone buy your product rather than buying something convenient on the shelf? So I'm not sure where are we. Oh, good gracious, man, I talk so fast. Let's see. Was I going to say anything else? Did you figure out it's about passion? It's all about passion. You know, and, you know, they always used to say, you know, fake it till you can make it or whatever. You know, people just know. I just love what I do. I love putting in people's hands. You can't prejudge. Oh my gosh. So I had someone at a party. It was a really low attendance party. Yes, I do have very low attendance. You want to know, I had 3 people at my party today. Okay. So it happens to all of us, but I had a very low attendance party. And I prejudged this very young person in her 20s. I thought, Lord have mercy, she's never been to a party. She doesn't even know what Pampered Chef is. This is not going to be good. Well, guess what? She just gotten her tax money back, and I didn't know that. $300 later, we close out her order. It's amazing because she needed quick solutions for her children because she was a single parent and didn't have time to cook. Find out what your platform is and you ride it all the way home. That's exactly what you have to do. My platform is quick, easy cooking because I don't want to be in the kitchen and my people don't want to be in the kitchen either. And you know what? They say I love to cook, then great. They can cook more meals. That's fine with me. They can invite us all over and cook for us. It doesn't matter. But I just really love what I do. Hopefully that's kind of what Claire was asking for. She did ask you, per me, to find out what your top 50 products are, top 25 products. Did anybody do that? Anybody run their sheet? Were you amazed? Diane, like, unmute. What was something that was like some of your top things, Diane? She didn't know how to. Oh, I can't hear.
Items.
There you go. I'm sorry.
A lot of low price items.
Yeah.
The ceramic egg maker was my top.
Oh, very good, very good. So it's 15.50, but the great thing is you sell a lot of them. It makes a big deal. So I always look at that top 50, top 25. I try to run it every month just to see kind of what did I really sell that month. Was I doing a different recipe that called for citrus press instead of the month before? Did I sell more of those? Just kind of helps me know what people like. But of course, always know at the very top of your list, if you have some of those giveaways, like if it's bamboo spoons or the mix and chop and they gave it away for free, they could be at the very top of your list, just FYI, because you gave a lot of those away, for free because you had $75 orders. So that's why I like that 25 or 50 list, because it kind of gives you a bigger scope of kind of really what's going on. I ran mine for this year, and mine was, did I write mine down? Mine, I think, was whipped cream maker, kitchen spritzer, and close and cut or something like that. So it tells me I talk a lot about those at my parties because I think they're quick solutions and people should have them. So it's just kind of interesting. Read that and look. And if everything, your top 50 is really low and you're not selling a lot of higher products, you're missing it. They will buy it. They will buy it. They some of them, look, they want to pay full price. They don't want to get it for free. So go ahead and let them have it now. Okay. I did see, okay, where did I write that? Y'all be more organized than I am. So I had a note somewhere. Oh, so I was watching a movie last night, and this person said this statement, and it caught my attention. So I need to tell you this. So nothing great is ever achieved without enthusiasm. How about that? Nothing great is ever achieved without enthusiasm. So just think about your shows being great and be excited. And if you're on fire, they're going to be on fire. They're going to love it. They're going to love your passion. They're going to want more of you. Your host is going to be excited. She's going to tell everyone about you. Not only will your sales be higher, but your bookings will be higher as well. So did you want me to say anything else, Claire?
Yeah, I would love for you, first of all, thank you.
Okay.
I would love for you to talk about how host coaching impacts the sales.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like this. If your host is not ready, then your people aren't going to be ready. And you need to be in front of people. It's all about numbers. And we are just in a sad state of the world. We do not live in the field of dreams world anymore. We can't invite them and expect them to come. So I feel like if I partner with my host and really work with her to let her know what to expect from her friends and her family, how they're going to respond to her party and get them there, I think it makes a big difference. It is about numbers. So this is kind of my formula. When you invite 30 to 40, you should expect 12 to 15 people. And if they get about $300 in orders, now this is my confidence level, they get $300 in outside orders and have 12 to 15 people there, I'm going to help them get $240 in free product. That's what it's all about. So you can ask them, do you want $20 free or $240? And I guarantee you, they're not going to say yes to 20. They're going to want 240. They got to clean their house regardless. So I'd rather clean it for 240 than 20. So I try to give them a formula and let them know, and then I do walk them through what to expect with their people and how to respond to them so they can get orders. So you'll part of, I think, your homework, not to overstep Claire if she wants to tell you, but part of your homework is to listen to a host coaching call I did with Rachel to try to teach you what to say. It's just kind of a little crazy. I kind of rearranged it a little bit, but you'll get the gist of kind of what it means. But your host needs to know kind of what to expect from their people. They need to not be afraid to ask their people, to follow up with people. It's huge. And let me just tell you, if you have a host that has 2 people at their party, they do not feel good. They feel like no one likes them. They are never going to do it ever again. And we don't want them to have that experience. We want everyone to feel like $1 million. Even if that show is $200, we want that room full. We want it full for that host. It's just important. We're just not about selling products. I think we're there just really to help people feel better about themselves, not just their cooking skills or, to get meals on the table for their families, but I just feel like a good quality of life. And if we can have a good party with people there and it's fun, then why wouldn't they want more, and why wouldn't they feel better about themselves? So is that part of what you're thinking about, Claire?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea of where I was supposed to be going with that? Okay. All right.
And yes, definitely that will be your homework. Even if you've listened to it before, it's so powerful. And you will learn so many techniques to have super successful shows. And if you're going to take the time to do your business, you might as well do it well, right? So
That's
does
right.
anybody have any questions for Karen?
I just want to add that I've been using Karen post coaching words since she and I chatted a couple months ago, and I said, "Please help me." And I've been using them as verbatim as I can, the way that Karen says it. And I actually had a host when I was closing out her party. She thanked me for all the tips and everything that I gave her, and she said everything that you explained to me when we chatted on the phone made so much sense, and it made planning my party so much easier, and I felt so much better about it. And I really love, the tips on how to get those outside orders and how to deal with different RSVPs or people I haven't heard from on the list. So everything that Karen says, your hosts, whether or not they tell you, they're listening and they really, really appreciate it. And even if, never assume, even if somebody else has hosted before, even if they're part of a different direct sales company, even if they love to throw parties, go use Karen's words. Do it. Even if you've partied with them 600 times, it's a perfect time for you to say, hey, I learned some new things and I want to share them with you and try them out. I hope that's okay. And practice those words. And the more you practice them, the easier it's going to feel. And now finally my host coaching calls are starting to feel more natural. So thank you, Karen.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's kind of crazy talk. Kind of some of the things I come up with, but one of the things in it, Rachel, do you use the Girl Scout analogy?
Oh, they love the Girl Scout analogy. Love it.
They just start laughing. So, it's just kind of knowing what real people really think, and it is a lengthy call, but it just kind of tells you what to put in your host packets and kind of how to interact with your host. And of course, if you've got, 20 minutes, then great. If you only have 5, then you hit the highlights. But, your host, they're putting everything in your hands. You're saying, let me have a party with you and you're going to get all this stuff. And by golly, you better get to the table, and you need to have them at the table too. And, you have to partner with them. And so I'm glad it's working for you, Rachel. You got to pick your style with it, but you just cannot cut corners. When I cut corners, sometimes, I can tell I have cut corners. So that's really important. So thanks for sharing that. Anybody else?
So you said your show today, you had 3 people, but your show doesn't end at that.
Oh, no, because it sucked. But it was not good at all. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. Just because the 3 there, they had already been to shows and already had like a lot of stuff. But we still went through it and had fun. No, it doesn't. So I pretty much said, this is where we are. Who else? Well, no, I don't really say this is where we are. I said to her, who else is supposed to order? So at the end of the show, it's not over. You add up everything that you have. This is priceless, guys. I don't know if anyone taught me this or if I figured it out. I wish I knew, because I'd give whoever kudos for it. Sit down, add up all the orders. Do not tell them where they are yet in sales. Don't tell them. They'll ask you, how do we do? What do I get? You just say, I don't know. I'm still working on it. Then you have a piece of paper and you say to them, who else are we expecting orders from? Who else are we expecting orders from? It's still a partnership. Remember, you use those words, we. And then you list everyone. If they say, I think I have everyone, I'll say, well, did everyone come tonight that was supposed to come? You told me you had 15 coming. We only had 10. Who are the other 5? I will ask them that, not in an ugly way, but it's just accountability. Is there anyone else that you can reach out to? What I want to do is have a list of, 5 or 6 more names on the sheet, so I can help boost their sales. And then I will say, well, based on, let's say they say 5 people, based on the 5 names you have here, the average people will order outside is $40. So we all know some will be a little less, some will be more, of course, for the freebie. So I'll say that's $200. Right now we are at, $500. So you should easily hit $700 in sales. So let me tell you where you're going to be at 700, and let me tell you where you're going to be at 800, because you're probably going to think of a few more people, and some of these people are going to order more. Y'all get that? I don't tell her where she is now at 500. We're not done yet. I want her stretching. Now, if she says, I have nobody, it's done, well, then it's done, except you can say, well, anybody. I mean, we are $20 away from the next level, or 15. Who could do something? And then I'll just look at her and say, well, do you want to add something to someone's order to get you there? I'll ask them. So it's just really important that you write this out. You know, host coaching does not end until the party is submitted. So just remember that, and don't tell them everything that you got going yet. You want to find out what else they can do. They need to stretch a little bit more, because we know we have an awesome rewards program that they can take full benefit from.
Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you so much, Karen.
You're welcome.
And, who's going to implement everything that she said?
Claire,
So
what was the
powerful.
Girl Scout analogy?
I think you have to listen to the call or to the
Good.
homework.
Okay.
Good, Claire.
Okay.
Do your homework, Paula.
I will. I will.
I could tell them the Girl Scout analogy, but not tell them how I shouldn't tell them, because it's
No.
so fun.
Make them do the homework. It's good, though. It's good. People love it.
I've added a little bit more to the Girl Scout thing. I've gotten a little bit more dramatic with it with my host. I want them to feel it more. Yeah, and it's working. It's working. Yeah. So y'all listen. If y'all have questions, just send me a message. I'm more than happy to help any of you answer any questions, or if you don't get the Girl Scout analogy. I will say I have changed the Girl Scout analogy to the point where I think, Rachel, when we were talking about it, I said everything, and then I did the Girl Scout analogy. Now I do the Girl Scout analogy at the beginning.
I usually
I'll
do
ask them what they want, and then I do it at the beginning, tell them the Girl Scout analogy, and then I'll say, and this is why I tell you that, because boom, boom, boom. So just
That's how I do
FYI,
it.
I think in that call, we do it afterwards. So just in case, I just think it's better to kind of give them the story first and then go through the who, what, when, where. So anyway, FYI. Okay, so I'm not going to share the Girl Scout analogy. I would have, but they won't let me.
Here's the cliffhanger. Just
Yeah.
listen to the homework, because it's
Okay,
good.
When will that be posted, Claire?
I will, if not tonight, I will do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And are you posting, Claire, I think, to the what I put in my packet? Did you say I sent you that stuff? So you're posting some of that those things as well? Okay.
Yep, that'll
Okay.
go into the Evernote. Yep.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, I know your time is up, but I think you asked me for the wish list. That one thing I did at my shows. I do give, as in my packet, I give a alphabetical list of all of our products with the page number, so she'll post that. And it's not what Pamper Chef gives it. It's a more condensed version, so it's just on one page. And I will tell them when I go through their packet, I'll say, just take this with you to the demo, because I'm going to talk about so many products and it's hard to remember everything. And I want you to circle the things that you're interested in, because it's going to make it so much easier tonight for you to order. And it's interesting, the people who do that, and they'll write notes on it, and they ask, can I take this home with me? Sometimes it's not even their catalog. They just want their sheet of paper. You know, it's kind of interesting. So some people don't use it, but a lot of people do. And the people who use it tend to order more, and they tend to book parties a whole lot quicker just by using the wish list. So just so you know what that is when she posts that. That's just my version of, you know, I think maybe y'all use like a Post-it note on your catalog or whatever. I just do a wish list for the circle.
Perfect.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Bye.